morning, Space Shuttle Discovery. Right now, your light instrument is lasing, and we're collecting great atmospheric environmental data as we speak. And it's a great day for an untethered spacewalk in the payload bay.
Discovery Houston, we see you on internal power for the EMUs. You have a go for EVA.
Okay, Jerry, tether ops are complete. I'm going for translation. Copy. See you later. See you in a while. At last, we can finally have access to the galley. Yeah, if there's no tapioca pudding when I come back, you're all in trouble. Okay, I'm going to stop here in a minute and rest my coolie. Okay. Hold on, most of the way back. I'm going to come up. Come back forward. Smile right there for us, Mark. STS-64 is installed. It's tethered. The thermal cover is closed. I'm going on for the translation. Copy. Okay, I'm at the PSA, Jerry. I'm going in it. Well, if they want, I could try leveling the two big ones. MCT, copying this.
That's a firm. We copied on the light connector bracket.
Would you like Carl to jiggle a wire a bit?
That's a negative.
That's what I thought. Third. Wow.
Shows mission specialist Carl Mead providing a camera work, still camera photography of Lee as Lee flies free, evaluating the safer unit.
Okay, Jerry, I'm back at the recharge station with 5499.
Copy. And optional FAM.
Okay, as soon as I get there, I'm going to stop just short of it. Going back to the center of the bay.
Perform with AH off.
I'm going to get in the center of the bay and then take it off, Jerry.
Okay.
You have to make a fraction of the correction.
This is Mission Control Houston again. Mission Specialist Mark Lee here, performing his first calibration flight of the simplified aid for EVA rescue. Box-shaped trajectory above the payload bay.
And from the looks of it, James, it's working beautifully. You can see him control himself one axis at a time in rotation, and then along one axis at a time in translation. And it looks like a Olympic figure skater. It's so smooth.
Plus 15.
Okay, I'm turning AH off, and I'm going to do a yaw all the way around. Okay, quite a bit. Initially, thought there was a lot of cross coupling. It's going to turn out it's going to be not all that bad. Alright, I'm going to do roll. AH off.
Using for Jerry.
Go ahead, Story.
As you know, we need to cycle that valve and then vent it, sir.
Was that a question or a statement?
Yes, Story. Can you want us to cycle the valve and vent? Is that what you'd like us to try again?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How about cycling it several times?
And Jerry, you need to vent with each cycle.
Did you copy, call with each cycle? So if you cycle, vent, and then cycle again and vent.
Okay. Then go ahead and vent. The valves are closed, right, Jerry?
Yes, our ISO valve's closed.
Okay. Say it again. That's for you, Mark. Oh.
Using for Jerry.
Go ahead, Story, and they're listening out there, so if you want to talk direct, that's fine.
Okay, the vent may take up to 10 seconds.
Okay, so the problem is I'm watching the reg pressure. As soon as I make an input, the red pressure builds immediately back up. It isn't a matter of venting it. The pressure builds back immediately.
We copy, Mark.
H is
Copy.
working. H is off. Going to fly. Go ahead, son. Am I clear of the tethers? Yes, you are. You're looking good.
The process that we see that will occur throughout this spacewalk is recharging the SAFER unit with gaseous nitrogen, which is used to propel the astronaut around the payload bay. There is a hose that's attached to that unit to recharge it, and that hose builds up pressure in it as well as the backpack does. And before the hose is disconnected, it needs to be bled down, or the pressure needs to be relieved from that hose.
Okay, sir.
All that appears to be the problem there was it required a little bit longer time, about 30 seconds or so, to bleed the pressure down in that line before disconnecting it from the backpack. And Mark Lee is now on his way for the next step in the evaluation of the SAFER unit. SAFER, again, standing for the Simplified Aid for EVA Rescue. Discovery is just beginning the 109th orbit of the mission, about to move from daylight into darkness as it flies over Europe on a northeasterly track, getting ready to move across Asia. Mark Lee now translating using the SAFER unit. He's untethered from the spacecraft. He'll be translating along the left side of the payload bay back to the aft end of the payload bay. And then he will turn around and fly back to the forward bulkhead. This is part of the system engineering evaluation. He'll fire the jets on the backpack for 1 second, and then he'll coast for about 5 seconds, and then conduct a 1 second braking maneuver with the unit.
We'll give you a go.
Throughout the test, the backpack has a data recorder that will capture the information during the performance evaluations.
What's your pad back there, Carl?
65 Spartan. I'm armed and commencing plus X now. All right, plus pitch.
And Discovery is just about to move into darkness as it travels across Asia on an easterly track on 109th orbit of the mission.
Okay, I'm going to come down the bay just a little. Clean up the attitude a little bit. Next will be positive yaw. Positive yaw. I'm armed and commencing positive yaw now. Lower the order, foot, please.
Copy. I'm coming down 1 foot.
I'm armed and commencing minus yaw now. arm.
Arm stop.
I'm armed and commencing positive roll now. I'm armed and commencing negative roll now. Okay, finishing up with 32 and 65.
Copy.
Copy.
Okay, mark and disconnect and fly toward us.
Okay. Alright, I got my rate display up. Okay, and your AHS off? AH is off. Okay, everybody, this is going to be a yaw. The arm is going to back off 5 feet. No. I'm sorry, a roll. A roll, the arm is going to back off 5 feet. Okay. I feel like I'm tilted. My toes a little bit towards you. 3, 8, 3. Listen up, okay? Ready inside?
We're ready inside.
Be a roll. So, 1, 2, 3, now. Okay, that's a little bit fast. We maxed out. You can back off the arm. Back off the arm. I'm going to go one more time to let you back off a little bit. 3. 5 feet back. Alright, AH. There's a little bit of coupling. That's way too fast. Okay? Okay, you reach any part of me? Not yet. AH is off. Okay, good. Got you. 59 and 60. Bring the arm back to position, please. Yeah, that must have been 60 degrees or so. We need to cut it down. Okay. Look like roll program. I'm glad it's dark, or that'd be scary. Okay, here we go. 59 and 62.
59 and 62 and wait on the arm one.
The total is no.
Okay, arm
Rate
ready.
display is up. Attitude hold off? Attitude hold is off. This one's going to be the yaw. Okay?
Carl Meade now set to slowly spin Mark Lee once again. The first one was a little too fast, and the crew's comments were evident of that.
Wow, it was a nice roll, though. Okay, that's perfect. 27. Back the arm off. 27 degrees with nothing in the other axes.
Copy.
Beautiful discovery.
Well, we're going to need to do them a little bit less than that, or we're not going to have the gas. Okay. All right, 51 and 55. Gotcha.
Copy.
Takes a long time for that to damp out. Okay.
And about a minute and a half to sunrise.
Okay. Bring your arm back to position, please. It's going to be a pitch.
Pitch yaw, multi-axis with translation.
I'm going to hold on to the tether here, Carl, until Or hold on to something until you're ready. Okay. Sounds like a good plan.
And we're ready in here.
Okay.
GN2 on power.
51 and 59. 3. Echo mark. Wait a minute, just a minute. Rate display. Okay, I'm ready. Okay. Watch your arm there. There you go. 3, 2, 1, now. 15 and 5.
Copy.
I can hear those jets firing.
You want arm stop?
Okay, you can stop the arm.
Carl Meade mounted on the end of the shuttle's robot arm, and Mark Lee free flying using the safer unit in its automatic hold mode.
I'm back. Rate display. Here we go.
AH off. Where are you off?
Yeah, we're set.
Okay, you're good to go.
3, 2, 1, now. Okay, I've got 3, 0, and 13.1. I'm going to go once around, and then I'm going to biport them. Stop the arm.
Arm is stopped.
Okay, check and make sure AH. I didn't engage it. 39 and 53. Bring your arm to the test position.
Arm on roll. Arm's ready.
Carl Meade is slowly spinning him in various different axes to allow the attitude hold system to stabilize Mark Lee.
All right. Lock the arm. Three numbers, Mark? 7, 12, 6, 7.
You can see Mark engage the attitude hold, and it brings him right to a stop. It seems to be very quick reacting.
Okay, just for you guys' reference, I'm right at the top of the envelope now.
Okay, and that looks about right from here too.
I got 30 and 43, so I'm in good shape coming towards you. Run the arm all the way to the edge of the envelope.
Arms on a roll still.
With the attitude hold engaged, now the arm is pulling away from Mark Lee, and he's demonstrating the capability of flying across the payload bay, almost from one wing to the other.
Arm is stopped.
Okay, AH is off. 25 and 38. Looks good. Can't get much better than that. Looks good. Thanks for the Y. I'll just bring us on down.
Copy and hold.
Susan Helms now slowly lowering the 2 astronauts back down into the payload bay. The views from the payload bay as Discovery moves into sunrise, crossing the southern Pacific Ocean, beginning a northeasterly track.
In step 16, vent the GN2 until the reg pressure is less than 50. And then you'll press on from there. And what that'll do will seal off the lines going to the orbiter. Step 20, in order to set up safer for the next recharge, depress the lock button and rotate the coupler clockwise to the open to flow position on the QD. Attach to the SRS and reattach the TMG.
Yes, toggle valve closed.
Toggle valve closed, okay?
And access the quick disconnect coupler and attach to the SRS.
Okay, Mark, I'm going to raise your feet a little bit. In fact, just go on over there. All right.
Step B, depress the lock button counterclockwise 270 degrees to the close to flow position.
Mark Lee now with a recharged backpack on his way for the final evaluation in his assessment of the safer unit. This is a flight qualification evaluation, or a flight quality evaluation. He will assess how precisely he can maneuver with the safer unit following the path of the robot arm. This is, again, an evaluation to determine how precise this safer unit can fly.
Okay, Story, I'm calling it stable at 45%.
Copy, Mark.
This final evaluation for Mark Lee is one of the most important points during the safer evaluation to ensure that free-flying astronauts can maneuver in very tight spaces, as may be required around a future International Space Station.
We missed that on the recorder, Mark. No, we got it. Got it, thanks. What cameras you're looking at right now?
Great view of the elbow camera down here.
What about the B cam or the Bravo camera?
We got both great views, Mark.
20th reunion at the Air Force Academy. I wish I could be there, but as you see, someone's got to fly high cover for all of you. Well, I think I'm staying exactly where I want to be, so this is working really good.
Looking great from in here, Mark.
Throughout the evaluation, Mark Lee will be heard reading numbers, basically giving remaining nitrogen available in the safer unit. And the reports from EVA Officer Sue Rainwater here in Mission Control are that he's actually using less nitrogen for this process than was trained for. The battery power usage is about right on the money as to what the predicteds were pre-flight.
And 21.
Copy.
And Mark Lee now very carefully rounding the corner, the elbow position on the robot arm, making the final turn, coming back, headed down toward the payload bay.
I don't think I'm going to get it. The sun's not right.
And Kyle, looking at the picture, you can see how relatively easy it seems to be to fly. He can take his hand off the controller, and the motion continues in a very smooth way. It's like a bit like taking your hand off the steering wheel. In this case, the motion proceeds straight ahead, very smooth.
I'm going to strip the tether. Put it back off here and take a...
And Joe, did you get the same sense when you flew the MMU of having command over that unit, feeling full control over the maneuverability like it appears that Mark Lee is having here?
Absolutely. It's easy to control in a very precise way. It's considerably more complicated than this in that you're controlling both the rotation and the translation at the same time. I say complicated, it's more versatile. One couldn't move this in such a rapid way with a lot of motions all at once. But because this is a safing device, you don't need that complexity here.
Okay, we're tethered.
As we look at the TV picture, it's very easy to see Carl making inputs into the hand controller, and you can then pretty much see with your own eyes that the unit reacts. In other words, he moves once the input goes in. It's very slow, very deliberate, almost dreamlike.
And Joe, we were talking just a minute ago about whether or not you had conversations with your co-flyer on your spacewalk, Dale Gardner, after your EVA, because he was going to go out the next day and do the same thing, and you were commenting that you really didn't debrief that much because it flew so well, and you were relating that to what they're doing here.
Yes, because Mark and Carl have not been talking about how it flies differently than they expected. I think we can almost presume that it's flying pretty much the way their simulators and trainers had indicated it would. You can see clearly the pluming of the control thrusters, pluming the tether. From time to time, the tether will bounce, and that's the gaseous nitrogen being jetted out of the controlling devices that Carl is using to move himself around with.
Record. And negative Z. It's okay. Record. And Y. Lots of yaw coupling there. Okay, that looks good. Record is armed.
Change to power.
Now I'll get it next time. Rotation. Pitch. Now. %, 69%. Arm, big switch. Now. Armed. Yaw. Now. Armed. Negative yaw. Now. Armed. Roll. Now. Armed. Roll. Now. Okay, that completes the test. 43%.
Power, please.
67.
Disconnect hand controlling module.
Sorry?
Carl Meade has completed a rotation evaluation. He's already done a translation back to the rear part of the payload bay. He's now completed a rotation evaluation, and then now will maneuver back to the forward bulkhead of the orbiter. Discovery is tracking northeast across the Pacific Ocean on the latter portions of orbit 110.
And Kyle, we can see 3 satellites in this picture. There's the satellite Discovery, the satellite Planet Earth, satellite of the Sun, and satellite Carl Meade.
Controller back on.
Susan Helms maneuvering the arm now to allow Mark Lee to climb into the portable foot restraint attachment device, which is located on the tip of the robot arm.
Yeah. All right. Are you ready, Kyle? Yes. There now. Are you ready inside?
Ready. G2 and power, please.
7369. Okay, this will be roll. Right. Back away 5 feet when I tell you. Let's see here. Rigid tether. Let me get it out of the way. You ready? Ready. Okay, back away. It's 20, 0 and 6.
Copy.
Well, there's no baseball going on, Carl, so I guess I'll have to catch you, huh? I guess so. AAH off. Off. All right, we're backing. Go back to rescue demo position.
Arm on the move.
61, 64.
Copy.
Hey, how'd you like that? You want to go faster? Yeah, that's fine. Okay. I'll go a little bit faster and yaw.
That's 20-degree roll.
Yep, rate display. So here we go. All right, back away the arm.
Rates.
22, 30, 22, 0, and 6.
Again, this is an evaluation of the attitude control system on the SAFER unit and its ability to provide itself as a rescue device.
This is looking at the sun. This will be tough.
Once Mark Lee releases Carl Meade and puts him into a gentle spin, the arm is backed away, and Carl Meade is supposed to fly the SAFER unit back to his co-worker on the end of the robot arm.
Arm is stopped.
Okay, back to rescue demo position. 33%, 59%. Copy. All right. 16, halfway to the arm. 21.
The two astronauts using lights on their helmets now as the orbiter moves into darkness. The last of the rescue demonstration sequences had Mark Lee spin Carl Meade in a multi-axis rotation. Then Susan Helms slowly moves the robot arm across the orbiter while Mark Lee flies the Safer almost from wing to wing.
Up the arm.
Again, to demonstrate the capabilities of the Safer unit as a rescue device should an astronaut become untethered from a space station during assembly or any other maintenance work that would need to be done. Carl Meade well into his flight quality evaluation, again following the path of the extended and flexed robot arm. Meade is carefully maneuvering himself around the length of the arm. Again, to demonstrate the precise movements and flying qualities of the Safer unit. Safer, again, standing for Simplified Aid for EVA Rescue. This is the last of 4 evaluation steps that he's taken. Mark Lee completed his in about 3 hours, and much of that time was included in setting up and getting ready for the evaluations. So the crew is pretty much right on the timeline for today's spacewalk, which is just approaching the 5-hour mark.
Okay, Jerry, the tether real slow is done. I'm going in to get the UFR.
Copy.
And the fuel carry.
Houston for Carl.
Go ahead.
Yeah, at 18% battery, sir, we suggest you start a precision approach from your present position.
Okay, we'll do that.
Those words to Carl Meade are that the battery power is getting a little low, and so instead of following that profile back down to the shoulder joint, he's going to go ahead and fly the precision approach to the aft flight deck windows of the orbiter. Clearly in view is the primary payload on the mission, the LiDAR in-space technology experiment housed in the forward portion of Discovery's payload bay.
And Kyle, we can see on his his forearm there, the electronic checklist that he's been evaluating or will evaluate. The other checklist, more normal, the one I was used to, is on his other arm, and you see the pages of it flapping in the breeze from time to time.
Yeah, I remember a little while ago we were noticing, or you were noticing, that the actually the jet firings on the backpack were fluttering the paper checklist on his other arm.
There we see a great video shot of him with his feet planted firmly in nothing at all.
And Carl Meade is now safely tethered to the orbiter while Mark Lee, back near the Spartan satellite, near the multipurpose experiment support structure, attaching a portable foot restraint that will be evaluated through much of the rest of today's spacewalk. The two astronauts have now been outside the orbiter's crew compartment for 5 hours and 15 minutes.
10, so we're -5.
Okay. Here comes torque, clockwise, down. Do not trip. inch-pounds.
550, copy.
That was limited by this position is